Once you get into like 8s, 9s of shit, bro.
Yeah, nah.
Those girls belong to the industry,
Monetize.
man.
They belong to the streets?
Monetize.
Yeah.
Yeah, because their ego.
They got a whole bunch.
She belongs to the streets.
Women like that are not women that you want to wife up as a guy, and the reason why is because they've received so much attention in their lifetime that it'd be damn near impossible for you to give them the amount of attention that they need to sustain.
So can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So
Well, you
if
haven't
the
dated
only
women as a man.
thing, wait, I have a question.
You know how pretentious these women are?
Wait, let me
Hold on,
ask my question.
I'm just
the
just
last
for her.
thing you said.
Well, I gotta ask her. Do you know how pretentious modern women are?
No, can you please break it down?
Okay. I'll make it simple. Average women don't think average men qualify for them.
Nah, that's not true. Cause like you can say like I didn't reach my
Let's make
celebrity
this
status
fun.
yet.
What do you think the average man looks like?
He's saying like all of them,
like the
and not
blob.
of us.
How much? Yeah, like how much money does the average guy earn in height?
I heard that the average man earns like $50K if they do.
30 to 50.
Yeah.
And then how tall?
They're like 5'9" or something like that.
5'8".
Yeah.
Most of these men are virtually invisible to most women.
See, I'm an equal opportunity employer. It's
They're
how you
not.
treat me.
So why don't you have an average guy now? There's plenty of them.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah,
I
see?
didn't say I cuffed anyone.
Yeah, that's my point. Average women don't like average men, bro. Like that's what I'm trying to explain to y'all. Like,
Not cuffable.
so like when I say like women are very pretentious nowadays, I mean as in like average women feel they deserve better than an average man. Most,
If
unfortunately.
you're a good average woman,
I
you
think
do
it sounds
deserve
like
better.
none of us know that we're average and what
No,
it sounds
but he's just
like,
saying in general
if that's what you're
because
saying.
Like some women, I see what he's saying too. They could be.
It's simple. 99% of women are chasing the top 10% of men.
Well, also,
And there's not enough of them to go around.
Yeah, that's
So the math doesn't math,
It's not math.
unfortunately.
that's true.
Okay, you were trying to say something? Go ahead.
yes, I was going to ask because you had said something about earlier. You said that beauty was the only thing that mattered.
It's the predominant thing that matters.
But now you're saying that the ones that
be too
are
pretty.
That's
too
fine
pretty,
as hell. We don't want them.
you don't want them. So I'm just
I
trying to
didn't say that.
understand.
You want them.
that.
Well,
No,
yeah.
Smash
ladies,
them.
ladies,
You said
can
you can't
guys-
wife them.
Can you
throw them
guys
back in
please
the water.
listen to what I'm
You
saying
said
versus
you
what you want to
you
hear?
said you
Right,
can't
right,
wife
that's why I'm
them.
I said the
asking.
girls that tend to be the best girlfriends are the girls that are 5, 6, 7 range at the highest end.
Okay.
8s, 9s, they belong to the industry. And what I mean by that is they don't make good wives. Now, are there some girls out there that are extremely attractive that you can wife up? Sure. But typically, you're not going to find them in America. You're going to have to go abroad to find that. If you find a girl that's a 9 or an 8, that's going to be... I'll explain why. America has a pernicious social construct called feminism. What feminism has done is it's made women think, hey, I deserve the best. I want my equal or better, most of the time better. And since women earn their own money, their standards have went up alongside their ability to earn money. So the average man no longer qualifies for the average woman.
Period.
So what's ended up happening is average women are sharing the same top tier guys. They just don't know it.
I think they know.
Well, some might have an inkling, some might know, some might not know. But the point I'm trying to make is a majority of women are chasing a minority of the men. And this is because of feminism. Because now that women make their own money and they have their own ability to, I guess, provide for themselves, why do they need an average guy?
Because they're no longer average.
But it's not even
technically.
about the average guy. Some of the average
Well,
guys
what
have
do you
the
mean
worst
by-
Because
personalities.
because you're also saying though, like you have women who had that average guy,
Yep.
and they had no money, so she was average, right? And now you're giving her, or, like, she's not going to be technically in her head, she's not average anymore when you're having to leave the house and do all that and take
Sure.
care of the kid. She's no longer an average woman, so that's why I think there's that disconnect.
Well, here's the thing. The disconnect is she actually is average. She just doesn't know. Because women tend to conflate their social status and income into their sexual market value.
That's true.
Let me explain. So a girl will be average looking. Let's say she's a 5, but she makes $100,000 per year.
Yeah.
She thinks now she's a 7 or an 8.
Yeah.
But the reality is, no, she's still a 5. But a man, on the other hand, he's a 5 looking wise, but he makes $100,000 a year. Now he's a 6 or 7. So for men, our income increases our sexual market value. Your income does not increase your sexual market value. I would argue your income actually makes it harder for you to
Yeah.
find someone
Yeah,
because now you're a 5, but you're demanding a 7 because you make 7 money.
I see. I can see that. Yeah.
And that's why so many
CEO women and
are
all
single.
that.
This is why women that are higher earners chronically stay single.
Well, did you see like Sofia Vergara came out and she was like, I refuse to date anyone who makes less money than me, and she's like, 1.3 billionaire. It's like, well, babes,
Yeah.
That's most women though.
you know. So I
Like,
get that. I do.
Her,
kinda-
it's
I
obviously
get
at the
that.
highest level because she's a billionaire.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
most women are like that. Like Cornell did a study a couple years ago, and they found that like women found like 60 or 70% of men is like economically unattractive.
Yeah.
And women on average, I wrote a book about this. Women want a man that makes roughly 50% more money than they do.
Yeah.
So she makes 100K, you got to make 150 to 200. And the problem is that when men make that kind of money, they're typically going to go for younger, hotter girls.
They got options.
So like what ends up happening is like the career woman no longer suffices. It's like, okay, why do I want to go ahead and deal with a woman that's ambitious like me and thinks like me when I could go get a girl that's younger and more attractive? Or the other option is they do shack up with a girl that's maybe economically the same as them to a degree, the career woman. But you know what he does? He gets some chicks on the side.
Cheats.
Yeah,
So then
cheats.
I'm gonna quit
Yeah.
my job.
Okay.
Nah, don't quit your job, but like just you might have to lower your standards a little bit, man, because
Nah, hell no.
because you're a 6-figure earner, so that means like already. Well, okay,
Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop working.
15% of America makes about $100,000 a year or more. Cut that in half, men and women, right? And then half those men are married.
So what's the percentage of the other people getting something?
We're talking like 5% of guys that are available, make that kind of money, and are.
Sound like we need to get rich.
Not
and
weird.
Get a young man. Guys.
And then if you say that you want it to be, and if you want it to be black, even less now.
So, but what about the young and up and coming fresh?
You really want to
fruits?
date a younger guy though?
They don't want you.
Yes, I want to.
You think they want older women?
Yes.
Please.
If
They do. They be going for the
loving
aunties.
it. If
For
they
novelty.
look like her,
To smash.
So ladies, I
He
think
said
it's
to smash,
for novelty,
to
yeah.
clap these cheeks. No,
novelty.
Once he wakes up, done with you.
I feel like men of all ages is like that anyway. So
ladies,
it's not really.
ladies. Let me give y'all some game real quick. Never be a man's kink.
What's that mean?
So like for example, let's say you have a look, right? Like for you, some old white from Sweden. Oh, I want to fuck a black American woman. I want to experience it. Yeah. That's like a kink and like a fetish he wants to experience, but it's
Yeah.
not going to be long term. That's why I say like it's better to just be universally attractive versus like having a look as a female.
Yeah.
Because you want men to kind of look at you from more a perspective of like, oh, I could take her seriously, right? Versus like if a girl has a look, let's say she has a fat ass, tatted up, right, and she's a very sexy. These women tend to not get wifed up though, because they have more. I didn't know that. They're kind of like think of them as like the bad boy, right?
Yeah.
Like for like the female version, like these mentally unstable women, right? They're great in bed, but you don't want to take them seriously.
Yeah, they're
That's
fun.
the same shit.
They're fun time.
Yeah, they're fun time, but not a long time.
Yeah.
You want to be the long time as a female.
Yeah, they're limiting themselves to a certain amount of men that like that whatever that one thing is.
That niche.
Right. Basically.
Well-
Niche was what I was going to use, but I didn't know if it was.
Yeah. So I think so that's why when I say like the 8s and 9s, they typically don't tend to be good girlfriends is
Oh,
because
they
I'm
got
talking
that
about
look.
westernized women. Girls that like, bro, you meet a girl that's like 22 years old, 8 or 9, she has Instagram, bro, cooked.
She's got offers.
She's getting
got-
offers from multimillionaires.
Yeah.
She's getting athletes hitting her up. She's, in Dubai. She's getting offers
She's
to go
on
all over the
yachts.
place. Like,
Get
she has
got.
no appreciation for certain things. You take her to Komodo and she's like, I've been here before. Like, you don't want to be with girls
I
like that.
really like that.
You don't want to be like women like that.
Trust me, we know.
Oh yeah, we know, bro.
We did
we
know.
know.
We know. But either way, we wish y'all the best.